And now we come to the first track action of the day. It's the 400-meter hurdles for women, the semi-finals, 3 of them. And all the favourites, perhaps an exception of one, maybe Pedroso, one would have thought to have got through, make it safely to the semi-finals, but it'll get really competitive now. The world lead, Xiaomi Little, we'll see her later. First 2 in each of the semi-finals to go through to the final tomorrow, together with another 2 on time. So they all got to go out hard, and that's the cast list for the first of them. Dowens, Rodriguez, Ryzkova, Child, Nell, Tate, Sprunger and Rudakova. So the 2 fastest of the heat round are here. That's Tate, who will go in lane 7, and Nell, who will go in lane 6. From the inside then, we have Axel Dowens of Belgium. Assistant runner at 55-second level, 55.56 her personal best. European Championship finalist last year. Then Deborah Rodriguez, a multi-talented Uruguayan. She holds the national record at both hurdles events and the 400 and 800 meters. But at this event, she was the Pan American Games bronze medalist. Hanna Ryzkova of Ukraine, probably better known to under her maiden name of Yaroshchuk, European bronze in 2012. European team winner last year. Ailey Child, the British athlete who was Commonwealth silver medalist for the 2nd time, and then went on to win the European title last year. And she's got close to her personal best of 54.22 this year. Wenda Nell, formerly Tehran of South Africa, last year's African champion. 54.37 this year, and she ran 54.45 in her heat. Cassandra Tate was the fastest in the heats at 54.27, 2nd in the US Championships. It's a best of 54.01. Then Leia Sprunger of Switzerland, now concentrating on the 400 hurdles, having been a heptathlete before then, 55.6 her best. And Vera Rudakova of Russia, who is an outstanding youngster, World Junior Champion, European Junior Champion, European Under-23 Champion to her credit. Now age 23, again an athlete who's got the best of the mid-55. So 3 athletes very much standing out here with best of low 54s, and that's Child in 5, Nell in 6, and Tate in 7. And the rest of the field really have best of in the 55.5 meter, 55.5 second rather, range of times. This is Nell of South Africa. Dowens, Rodriguez, Ryzkova, Child, Nell, Tate, Sprunger, Rudakova. So off they go. Tate very quickly away in the red of the US in lane 7, already up on Sprunger and Rudakova outside her. But also keeping closer order, a Child in 5 and Nell in 6. The big 3 are away from the rest of the field. Just 2 of them, though, will be sure of a place in the final. At the moment, it's just Tate from Nell from Child. Child making ground now, up on Nell on her outside. So as they come round the bend, it's still... Let's see who rises first here. Child, I think, just ahead of Tate. And in between them, Nell, these 3, as expected, well clear the rest of the field. The battle on between the 2 of them. Who's going to get the vital spots? It could be all 3 will go through, depending on times. Tate now coming back and looking strong. And then Nell and Child. Nell is coming past Child. It's going to be Tate first on the line. Nell in 2nd place, Child in 3rd. And then we look back at Ryzkova of Ukraine in 3rd place. And 54.34, the winning time there for Cassandra Tate. Almost identical to the time that she did in the heat yesterday.
That was a good run from the American. Rounded down, 54.33. She is the 4th fastest in the world this year. Ailey Child did quite a lot of work from 250 to 350. Gained a lot on Nell and Tate. I suppose that was inevitable because she could see them outside her, but she just ran out of energy a little bit in the last 50 metres. Tate finishing strongly, and Nell, who's had a very long season. Remember, of course, she's been competing since January and February on home turf in South Africa. She does well for 2nd, but that was very impressive from Tate.
So Tate 54.33 and Nell 54.63, and Child will have to see whether 54.80, her 3rd place time, will also enable her to take part in the final. But those first two there were the two fastest in qualifying, so it was quite a tough semi-final.
Shamia Little, always easy to spot. And there's Khalees Spencer. They're the two standout names, but don't forget about Sara Petersen of Denmark. She's had a fabulous season. Those are the three big names in the second of our semi-finals.
Cassandra Tate winning semi-final 1 in 54.33, from Wendenell 54.63, and Ailey Child 54.80. And then season's best for 4th and 5th there.
We turn our attention to the second semi-final in the women's 400-metre hurdles. The fastest athlete in the world this year, Shamia Little, the 20-year-old American, goes on the inside in 2. Well, here is the American, World Junior Champion, Pan American Champion. She looked a little shaky in her heat, stuttered into the last hurdle. Will this be better for Shamia Little? Still very young. Well, so too is the 21-year-old Canadian Sage Watson, Pan American relay bronze medalist earlier this year. She's got a best of just inside 56 seconds. And then Khalees Spencer, the 10th fastest athlete in history. Commonwealth champion, just missed out on a medal in Berlin and in Daegu. She won Shanghai, Birmingham and Oslo. She's back to cracking form. Denisa Rosolova, European silver medalist back in 2012. She's going to need to produce something close to her best here. And then what a season the Dane is having. Sara Petersen, a massive improvement this year. She's now cracked the 54-second mark. Won the Lausanne Diamond League and looked good value for that victory. Sparkle McKnight, Trinidad and Tobago, one of the best names in this championship. 5th in the Pan American Championship earlier this year. From Switzerland, out in 8th, Petra Kontaneve, semi-finalist in the European Championships on home soil last year. National champion. And then on the outside, twice a European Championship semi-finalist, a PB in qualification for Egil Stetsunitie. So she's on the outside. Little, USA, Watson, Canada, Spencer, Jamaica, Rosolova, Czech Republic, Petersen, Denmark, McKnight, Trinidad, Fonteneve, Switzerland, Stetsunitie, Lithuania. Little in 2, Spencer in 4, Petersen in 6. By far the quickest athletes in this field on paper. The young woman with the lime bow in her hair, just 20 years of age.
Asking quite a lot of her too, having already taken 2 major titles by her reckoning, the NCAAs and the Pan Ams, in a long season.
So Little in 2, Khalees Spencer outsider in 4 and Petersen in 6, and Spencer's gone out fairly hard. She's just begun to close down on Rosolova, outsider. Spencer leading at the moment. She is a class act and it's great to see her back to form. She's almost caught up with Petersen. Coming through the stagger. Little has managed to come past Watson, but she's got a little bit to do here to get back into contention. Now the Americans starting to make inroads, and Petersen coming back towards the Jamaican. So it's Khalees Spencer from Petersen, now Shamia Little trying to come through on the inside. These three with a clear margin over the rest. Spencer's getting tired, she started very, very quickly. Petersen from Spencer and Little, the 3 names we expected, came across the line in 1, 2 and 3. And that means that Shamia Little, the fastest woman in the world this year, will have to wait to see if she goes through as a fastest loser. That was brilliant from Petersen. The best season of her career goes from strength to strength.
Yeah, it was important. I think she wanted to win that. Gives her a good lane draw, obviously, for the final. That was a good run from her. She was a little bit lacking over the last 2 hurdles, but she really worked hard. Her stride pattern was good. She took that last hurdle really fast. Well, Little will have to wait now to see whether she goes through as one of the fastest of the two qualifiers from these semi-finals.
Vitally, she's slightly slower than Child, 54.86 to 80, and there's one more to come.
Well, it has been a long season, as Peter was saying, for Little, and she is only 20 years of age. Spencer started really, really hard, and I think she paid for that quick beginning to the race just towards the end. But what a season for Peterson. Massive lifetime best, down from 55.6, and she's looking comfortable for 54.34 there.
Well, the good thing about Peterson is that she's always coming hard over the last 50 metres or so. She hasn't really, I don't think, yet gone all out in the first part of the race. And if she does that and still uses this massive strength she's got, we could see something quite special from her in the final. Spencer did all she had to do. She got the qualifying, through to the final, and that's all you can ask of an athlete. But this young lady, I think, might produce something special in the final.
The fact that Spencer, we understand, missed a couple of weeks training because of a foot injury to the mid-season may make an effect on that.
Sarah Peterson, great qualification. So too Khalees Spencer. Little, the fastest woman in the world this year. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, so now we come to the last of the semi-finals for the 400 metres women, and this has got the main favourite in it, Zuzana Hejnova of the Czech Republic. She goes in lane 6. Camera's panning down from above. Let's go through the lane order. Chabodet of France, former youth champion, down from 56, 53 to 55, 51 here in the heat. So a good performance from her. She goes in lane 2. Just 22 years of age, just on her outside. Corey Carter, United States, the third in their championships. She won last year in 2014. Her best time this year, 54.41. On her outside from Great Britain, Megan Beasley. She again run another personal best in the heats, an awful lot of personal best going in those heats with 54.52. Just outside her from Australia, well, the 8 times Australian champion. What a performance that is. How experienced is that? That's Lauren Wells, twice 4th at the Commonwealth Games. And then the big favourite for this, Zuzana Hejnova, defending world champion, coming back into the sort of form which she displayed in the heats, which could in fact make her the double champion if she performs well. Just on her outside from Jamaica, Genevieve Russell, former world junior champion at Commonwealth Games, bronze medals at the hurdles. Well, that gives Hejnova a target, doesn't it, really? Just 21 years of age. Another 21-year-old, Stine Trost of Denmark. European silver medal in the under-23 championships this year. And then even younger, on the outside, Elise Malmberg of Sweden. European under-23 champion at these hurdles. Well, what a great experience for her, but she's got that horrible lane draw out there in lane 9. Chabodet, Carter, Beasley, Wells, Hejnova, Russell, Trost, Malmberg. All eyes will be on lane 6 and 7, the favourites perhaps to go through comfortably, but don't forget Corey Carter in lane 3. Away cleanly. Hejnova's gone off hard. And so too Russell on her outside, maybe taking a yard or so out of Hejnova, and also going well. Beasley of Great Britain in lane 5. Down the back straight now, Russell running hard. Hejnova now is catching up, so too Beasley. So these three at the moment, I think, looking very comfortably as it comes to the 200-metre mark. Corey Carter has fallen, the American is out. At the moment, though, it looks like Russell, Hejnova and Russell coming round the top bend now, and Hejnova. These two are clear. Taking now the hurdle coming into the straight. Hejnova is just ahead of Russell. Remember, it's just 2 to qualify. Hejnova now stretching out. She really is in superb form. Takes that hurdle well. Russell, I know, is going to go clear in second place. Coming hard on the inside there, Beasley. We'll have to wait and see whether she gets qualification for the fastest loser. But Hejnova, as she looked in the heats, looks equally good in the semi-finals. Winning time 54.25.
Well, it's really good to see her back in form because it's taken a little while, and that was the fastest time of the heats and really the easiest of the winners as well.
Well, that's a woman that's well pleased with the results. And there it is, Hanyova's time, 54.24. Russell just behind her to qualify, 54.78, season's best as well. Megan Beasley in third place, unfortunately, did not qualify as one of the fastest losers. There's the full qualification. It's Shayma Little that just came in there as the last of the qualifiers with that 54.86.